Welcome back after the break. So now we're going to be doing FracPod from Atlanta. Just to reintroduce the judges, we have JT Vaughn, CEO of IH, Vineet Parikh, Managing Director at Pima Controls, Chitra Khatri, Executive President at JP Morgan, and Vipin Ramani, who is co-founder and CEO of several businesses in the AI industry.
In the last year alone, there were 280 billion gallons of wastewater produced by fracking. Corrosive strong acids like hydrochloric acids are flushed into fracking wells and run off into groundwater reservoirs. However, the FracPod, our inventive patent-pending solution, purifies groundwater contamination. The components in the FracPod are basalt fibers, activated carbon, and polyvinyl alcohol. Basalt fibers and activated carbon attach to inorganic and organic pollutants to create a harmless byproduct. The FracPod is coated with polyvinyl alcohol that is 100% soluble. Our company targets oil companies that are in need of this product due to imposed restrictions on fracking wells by the Environmental Protection Agency that will force many companies to shut down. In addition, we have verified our product through geosystem professors from UGA. Not only that, but we have compiled a list of potential customers like Chesapeake Energy and emailed many of them and received positive feedback about the FracPod. Ultimately, because of our value proposition that places us ahead of our competitors due to eco-friendliness and sustainability, the FracPod is the best solution that will lead to a cleaner planet.
Hi, we're FracPod. My name is Yashi and I'm the CEO of FracPod.
My name is Karthik and I'm the co-CEO of FracPod.
My name is Aryan, I'm the co-CEO of FracPod.
My name is Mehul and I'm the CFO of FracPod.
My name is Chanchal and I'm the CMO of FracPod.
In the United States alone, there are over 100 million gallons of groundwater contaminated by fracking processes every year. Because of this, disgusting contaminants like acids, slick water, disinfectants, and other chemical additives are fresh from fracking wells seeping into groundwater reservoirs.
Fracking is a process of injecting water and chemicals vertically into a well to break up underground bedrock and to free up oil and gas reserves. During fracking, fluid is pumped down into the well at a pressure so high, it cracks the shale and creates fractures through which the trapped gas and oil can escape. The fracking revolution has enabled the United States to become the world supplier of most of the new oil produced since 2008 and end OPEC's control over oil prices. As a result, fracking has increased energy security and lowered energy prices in the United States. But
fracking produces massive amounts of inorganic toxic waste. These toxic fluids seep into the groundwater, which can contaminate people's water supply who live near the site. This is where our patent-pending product comes into play to solve this massive problem.
But first, let's talk about the science behind our solution. Basalt is a fine-grained igneous rock that has high concentrations of magnesium and iron, positively charged elements. The iron and magnesium attach themselves to inorganic water pollutants that have a negative electrical charge, such as anionic heavy metals. Activated carbon, composed of black granules of coal or other carbon-rich materials, is used to filter harmful chemicals from contaminated water. As contaminated water flows through activated carbon, the contaminants stick to the surface of the granules and are removed from the water. Polyvinyl alcohol is a water-soluble polymer coating that is utilized as an emulsion stabilizer. This is the FracPod, our patent-pending innovative solution to purify groundwater contamination caused by fracking. The FracPod is a small pod coated with polyvinyl alcohol and a polymer resin that is water-soluble. Inside the pod, there is a basalt fiber and activated carbon compound solution that dissolves both organic and inorganic pollutants. Although activated carbon compound technology has been deployed to reduce organic pollutants at fracking sites and basalt fibers have been researched at polluted water reservoirs, the FracPod is unique because it disintegrates both organic and inorganic pollutants with an emulsifier that separates the pollutants. Jack Wong, a University of Georgia professor, has verified the viability of our product. We created 3 iterations of our pod during the design process to implement the features and benefits we wanted to have in the pod. First, we created a rectangular-shaped pod with extruded cut at the top to release the solution. However, this iteration was ineffective and it slowed the speed in which the pod reached the areas of contamination and got stuck in rock formations. Our second iteration provided a curved shape that was more ergonomic in water, but its pressure points were equal throughout the pod and would not burst at a high enough water pressure. For our third iteration, we worked with sustainable experts at Georgia Pacific and Kimberly-Clark to help design our pod in a circular shape with a pressure gauge so that it would burst at a high water pressure. So here's how the FracPod works. First, the pod is injected vertically into the well along with the fracking liquid. As the pod descends and the water pressure increases, the pressure gauge at the bottom of the pod will burst, releasing the solution and dissolving the polyvinyl alcohol coating, which is also soluble. Finally, the basalt fiber and activated carbon compound solution will attach the organic and inorganic pollutants to disintegrate them.
This is the most opportunistic time to introduce this solution to the market because newly elected President Biden's clean energy plans include increasing restrictions for fracking site operations, which could then threaten the existing standards of fracking company groundwater contamination. In addition, the fracking market has grown by almost 5,100% in the last decade alone, and is expected to grow even more exponentially within this decade as areas that are not favorable for oil production are gaining increased access to natural gas resources from fracking wells. In addition, fracking operations have affected numerous companies. For example, due to the excessive contamination of groundwater, the Environmental Protection Agency forced 3 oil companies to reimburse the city of Poplar, Montana. These fracking companies' operating wells were fined over $2 million of drilling contamination that polluted their city's groundwater reservoirs. Likewise, there are hundreds of other large and small fracking wells that have had to pay significant fines to the EPA to continue operating. These are just 2 reasons why the fracking companies need us today.
This is our go-to market strategy in our market size. In phase 1, we are targeting smaller fracking companies because these are the customers that are at greater risk of shutting down due to compliance standards by the EPA. Therefore, these smaller energy companies will be more likely to invest in our product initially. Once our product has been operating at smaller fracking wells with success, we will move on to phase 2, where we will target larger oil companies such as Chevron and Exxon because these companies have the greatest pressure to adjust their standards to align with Biden's new clean energy plans. Not only that, but because of increasing energy production globally, fracking is expected to giving our product a bigger target market. For just the US fracking industry, there's a $21.86 billion market size. Also, the UK has been increasing their fracking restrictions on sites, which can potentially increase our market size further. Due to this increase in restrictions, in just 10 years, we can expect a $20 to $30 billion market size. Our main plan of action to throw our product into the market is to demo our product in local and national gas trade shows. This will showcase our product and its significant benefits to several oil companies and fracking contractors. Not only will this gain publicity about our invention, but it will gain customers. We also plan to pitch and email our product demo to numerous fracking companies that we think may be of interest as customers of our product. In fact, we have already created a list of 150 fracking customers that we plan on emailing. We have also talked to some of our customers on this list over the past few months, and we have had positive responses about the FracPod.
In addition, our product is more effective than our competition. Our main competitors are Desalinatech, Oasis Water, and Osmoflow, companies whose goal is to purify the water that is used in the fracking, which is similar to our product. However, our product has an advantage because we target organic and inorganic pollutants, while other companies struggle to target the organic pollutants. Also, companies like Oasis Water and Osmoflow are unable to save more than 95% of water because they use a basic reverse osmosis method. Overall, our pod targets both types of pollutants and is able to convert more contaminated water to potable water than our competitors.
Initially, we will pitch our product to 15 oil and gas companies who are at risk due to fracking restrictions. We assume that 7 companies will show interest in the FracPod since this is a brand new product that they have never seen in action. From there, each company will get another presentation of the scientific aspect of our product, and we think that 4 companies will want to see our product in action. After that, each remaining company is shown a demo of how our product works to clean up contaminated water. Due to the demo and credibility we have, we believe that 3 companies will become customers that will want to buy our product.
This is how we plan on charging our customers. Our product will be charged at around $10 per pod as our pod clears up around 10 gallons of water. All customers will first have to send information regarding how much water is used so that we can make enough pods for each site. After receiving information about how many pods are needed, we will charge accordingly. Only that, but our company also charges a one-time $5,000 subscription fee. Our solution is cost-effective considering that to purify this extensive amount of water, the government and fracking companies need lots of electricity, and it must go through a rigorous process of energy-intensive boiling and desalination. We plan to sell our pod at $10 per pod deployed. Not only that, but one singular pod only costs $1.54 to make. Due to the low price of creating one pod and what we sell it at, we will make $8.46 per pod. This gives our company an 84.6% profit margin.
In the first 2 years of our company, we don't expect to make any money because we'll be developing and testing to make sure our product is operational. In year 3, we'll expect to make $3.8 million from the 3 companies that we know will want our product. Due to the success that we know our product will have, we expect to make over 2 times the amount of money with $7.6 million in year 4. In year 5, we will have a similar increase in revenue with $13.3 million in sales.
These are our milestones for the development of our company. Our first benchmark is raising investor capital. Once we gain revenue, we will develop the prototype for our product by doing extensive research and testing on the basalt fiber and activated carbon compound solution. Work on the final product will commence and a mass production facility for our product will then be operating. Finally, we will pursue and aim to acquire contracts from the 15 companies we will be pitching to.
And here's how we'll spend that $500,000. We will spend $150,000 on R&D, as it is how we know our product will function. We will use $100,000 for mass production because one solution can purify 10 gallons of water. We will also need to spend money through advertising from oil and gas trade shows, which will use around $50,000. Finally, we need to be able to sustain the company for around 2 years, so the extra $200,000 will be allocated to paying employees and making sure our company does not fall into bankruptcy. Not only that, but these additional company costs will make sure we can pay for any new things that we will need in the future, like new systems for mass production and research and development.
In conclusion, we are seeking $500,000 for a 10% equity stake in our company. Overall, our product is eco-friendly and sustainable for the environment. Together, we can help improve millions of people's water quality and improve the condition of our environment. We would like to leave you with a quote from Professor Jack Huang from UGA about the FracPod. Addressing fracking-related environmental problems is a priority. This is what we need for our time and our nation. Thank you.
All right, thank you, FracPod. Next, we'll be having our Q&A session. Let's start off with Vinit Parikh.
Some great cause and a huge market. I think it's a great product. If you can develop it and show some proof of concept, I think it's an amazing product and it's a great space to be in. So congratulations on selection of the proposition. My question to you, within your group, who's a technical expert?
So I worked with UGA and UNG professors specifically to develop and research the pod. So I'm the main product manufacturer within the group.
Right. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, next, let's take questions from Vipin.
Yeah, thanks. Excellent product. To echo the same sentiment, guys. Well done and all the best. But so I'm assuming that this is sort of an in situ kind of a product that basically on site where this is dropped in, and not something that's sort of you pump out the wastewater and basically treat it offsite, right? Is that fair?
So the product itself is deployed on site and it goes down with the fracking liquid that's injected into the fracking well.
Yeah, but it's, I guess my question is, it doesn't need to, right? If there is a site that has extracted that contaminated water, you could use that pod in that extracted situation as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. And it's, can you talk about the oxidation process, that how does this sort of evolve? And then the second question is attached to that is there a patent that you have for this?
So I'll go with the second question first. So we verified with a professor at Georgia Tech about the intellectual property rights, and he said that most likely it can go through, and we've actually filed for a patent through TIE Atlanta with our patent attorney, and it's patent pending for a provisional patent. Excellent. And then, I'm sorry, can you repeat the first question?
Yeah, what I was asking is it based on the oxidation process, and how does it break down? Can you talk about that process? So basically, I'm assuming it converts it into less contaminated or more soluble substance, right? Is that fair?
Right. So the inorganic pollutants are specifically targeted by the basalt fibers. And how that works is basalt fibers are typically containing positive elements or cationic elements, and then they attract the negative elements that are contained by inorganic pollutants. So things like arsenic, mercury, or industry heavy metals. So they attach together. And then the activated carbon compound has a very granular surface that is able to attach to organic pollutants. So things like oil and gas and things like that.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, can we take a question from Ms. Chitra?
Hi, very good job, guys. I really like the fact that you have thought about the customer base and who is going to fund or who will be interested in funding and be the initial investor and all of that. So that sounds great. The only piece I wasn't sure is that you talked about organic elements, which the competition product cannot sort of address. Can you spend a little bit of time explaining me the how your product is better than the competition?
So the thing with our competitors is right now, because of the past presidency, most of the fracking restrictions have been targeted towards organic elements, but we also target the inorganic industry elements. And because fracking restrictions are expected to increase with Biden's new presidency, a lot of companies are under great pressure to also target the inorganic and organic pollutants, whereas our competitors have only focused on one.
Okay, understood. No, that makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and then last question will be from JT Vaughn.
Hey, great job, guys. Interesting technical solution. Question, what certification process will you have to go through to get it into the market? And then, so that's the first question. And then what channels are you thinking that you will leverage to get into the market?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Sorry, the first part of the question was, what technical certifications will you need to achieve in order to be accepted in the market? Are there CE or other types of certifications, ASTM stuff, that you'll need to hit in order to go into the market? And then beyond that, what are the channels? How will you get into the market?
So to verify our product, we have to go through one channel of making sure the product makes the water purified. And after that, we need a certification and listing that we have purified this water so that fracking companies will know how it works. And to channel our product, we plan on emailing companies that we think will like our product. And we've already have companies like Chesapeake Energy, Southwestern Energy that really like our product idea.
Got it. Thanks. And just relative, I think this was just touched on a moment ago, but you feel kind of the broad direction of energy is heading towards, I think, wind and solar and batteries and that sort of thing. I think natural gas, it's clearly a big part of our energy composition today, and I think will be in the future. But do you guys feel like you're positioned okay relative to legislation that is coming down in those regards? I know you referenced it, but I haven't read any of that, and just wanted a little more commentary on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So over the past decade in itself, fracking has grown by about 5,100%. And with all the experts that we've talked to, they expect it to increase because fracking is one of the major causes for United States oil extraction, which is obviously a huge market, and it's only expected to grow from there. And actually a lot of other countries outside of North America, especially in Europe, are also channeling a lot of fracking sites as well for increased oil production.
Right, thank you.
By the way, if I can, I do know some people in the oil and gas industry. Just keep that in mind if you want to send me a note.
Thank you. So everybody, thank you for attending this competition. So we'll be now taking a short break for judging and scoring, and then a break before the rest of the contestants present. We will be resuming at 10:50.